Xiong Yu says to Hongyin that his family is rich and after their marriage, they can hire maids and nannies. They will do all the work and she would have to do nothing. And he can bear her anger and she doesn't have to meet him during the day, she will only accompany him during the night. Meanwhile, Hongyin manages to free herself and she throws that bar towards Xiong Yu and calls him a B word. She tells him to get out and never show his face again. He catches the bra and says to her that's not possible because her grandfather was the one who told Xiong Yu to meet her, and he also told Xiong Yu to become employed at Hongyin's school in any position. Hongyin says to Xiong Yu what his level of Keichin, high school level, graduation level, or master level. Yu says that all his life he's been traveling around the world with his grandfather, and that it was the first time in his life that he ever stepped into a university. Hongyin then asks him what his strengths were. Yu says that other than the fact that his hair is unable to grow, he is practically good at all other things, like martial arts and Chinese traditional medicines. Hongyin says to Yu that their school is a security team and all of them have police backgrounds, so his martial art talent is not needed. Furthermore, their school has many doctors, and among them, one doctor has clinical experience of 10 years, and that doctor has gotten education over the sea. Plus, that doctor is a well-known person in this field as well, so he is not needed. Xiong Yu says to Hongyin that in any case, she should arrange a meeting between him and the doctor. Hongyin agrees. On the way, Xiong Yu says to Hongyin that her school is quite big and they can take a car just to reach the hospital. When they arrive at the hospital, Hongyin says to Xiong Yu that Miao Ri is busy taking care of a patient, so they'll have to wait. Meantime, they run into a student and she greets Xiong Yu. Here, Xiong Yu sees Yu He, who's lying on the bed. Hong Yu asks the student if she is fine and why she's in this state. The student tells him that after his treatment she was fine, but one girl who hates her told her that the doctor was giving her artificial breathing and touched her, and after that her condition got worse. Hong Yin asks Miao Ri about Hu Zi's condition. Miao Ri tells her that there are no abnormal symptoms, but she's still unconscious, which is strange. At that moment, Xiong Yu steps up and asks him to give him a chance. Miao Ri says Xiong Yu about his qualifications, and he tells her that he has learned Chinese medicine while traveling around the world with his grandfather. She allows him to treat Yu Ji. Xiong Yu quickly gets ready to treat Yu Ji and tells Hong Yin that instead of standing and looking at him, she should help in taking off Hong Yu's clothing so he can perform acupuncture needles on her body. After taking off Hoji's top, Hong Yin says to Hong Yu that he can start his treatment, but at the same time she warns him from doing anything bad to Hu Ji. Hyung Yu uses Hyung's family's unique technique known as the 5 needles reviving acupuncture technique, and he inserts 5 needles around Hu Ji's heart. Because of this, Hu Ji's hands start to move along with some voices. Hong Yin and Miao Ri were shocked after seeing this, and Miao Ri can't help but express her admiration by saying, "Brilliant!" On the other hand, Hong Yu thinks that Hu Ji's heart disease is not something simple, and he thanks God because his 5 needles technique worked otherwise. Hu Ji could have lost her life. Soon Yu Ji's condition becomes stable, and Hyung Yu tells Myung Ri and Hyung Yin that her condition is temporarily under control, and he has also removed his needles. Miao Ri thanks Hyung-ju and starts calling him Dr. Zhong. She says that his technique is brilliant, and she hopes that Hyung-ju teaches him more about Chinese medicine. But Zhang Yu, on the other hand, says that he won't dare to do that. But if she wants to discuss something, he will help her, but she should keep this thing in mind that he doesn't have a professional license. And he hopes that Miao Ri will not look down on him because of that. He says all this while walking out of the hospital. After Zhang Yu leaves, Miao Ri says to Hong Yin that she told her that Zhang Yu's family and her family were very close for a long time. Does she know how Zhang Yu acquired such a brilliant technique at such a young age? Hong Yin was quite confused, and Miao Ri further says that Zhang Yu's personality is also not bad. Hong Yin says to Miao Ri that Hongju's grandfather is one of the seniors in China, and Zhang Yu must have followed his grandfather to learn this medical technique since he was a child. She further says that although Hyungju's technique is not as bad as his personality is not good. She warns Miao Ri that she shouldn't judge a book by its cover, and although Hyungju looks decent, she doesn't know what's going on in his mind. Meanwhile, Zhang says that he accidentally read Juji's palm and her palm line seems kind of strange. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Juji suddenly wakes up and she vomits blood. On the other hand, Zhangju realizes that something is not right. At the hospital, Hong Yin and Miao Rai are shocked to see Juji's condition and are still trying to figure out what was going on, whereas Zhang Yu rushes back to the hospital. Hong Yin and Miao Ri were both panicking, and Hong Yin asks Miao Ri why did Juji cough up so much blood. She says that she doesn't know because she has never encountered such a case. Hong Yin suggests that they should take Juji to the ER, and Miao Ri agrees while saying that this was the last way, and she asks Hong Yin to help her, but just then Zhangju comes there and tells him to stop and to not touch Juji. He says that the student's life is at risk, and if they try to move her, she will immediately die. Miaori asks Xiong Yu the reason for him coming back, and Xiong Yu says that he doesn't have time to explain right now. He asks Miaori to help him in decontaminating the silver needles while he will check Yuji's pulse, and he will find a suitable treatment for her. When Xiong Yu checks Yuji's pulse, he realizes that he was too careless. Yuji's heart condition was very weak because of her sickness, which has been there for years, because of which Yuji was not able to bear his 5 needles technique, and her body responded so strongly to the treatment. And it will take him a while to heal her properly. Miaori gives the needles to Xiong Yu and tells him that they've been decontaminated and asks if they are acceptable. Xiong Yu looks at the needles and says that she's done a great job and the level of heat was not too bad. Then Xiong Yu tells him to step back and he begins his treatment. After doing acupuncture, Xiong Yu begins to massage Yu's chest, which Hong Yin becomes furious, but Miaori says that it was part of the treatment, and Xiong Yu is just doing it to clean Yuji's meridian system. After the treatment, Xiong Yu tells him that the dangerous period is over, and Miaori asks Xiong Yu about Yuji's treatment. He says that she is not in any danger, but her heart is very weak and she needs to be taken care of. She can't bear any big harassment. Hong Yin then says to Xiong Yu that she also has some knowledge about acupuncture and asks him the reason for the massage. He says that it has nothing to do with the treatment, he just did it to relieve Yuji of some tensions. While Xiong Yu and Yong Yin were arguing, Miss Tong comes there and she thanks Miaori for treating Yuji. Miaori tells her that it was Xiong Yu who treated her. Xiong Yu, on the other hand, says that he has a meeting with 2 of his friends, so he's left. Soon Yuji starts to wake up and Miaori says to others to help her dress Yuji and Hyung Yin. Miss Tong and Miaori dress her up. Yuji slowly opens her eyes and says that she fainted again, didn't she? She also asks where she is right now. Yuji asks them all if she remembers if she was in the yard and she fainted. Who saved her now? Miss Tong says to Yuji that she must not panic, the situation was very serious. But fortunately, Miss Q's friend Mr. Zheng was there. He was the one who saved her by using artificial breathing and heart massage. Yuji then asks Hyung Yin where her friend was, then she wants to meet him. Yong Sin says that she's left, so Tuji says to her that she should give Yong Yu's number, and she wants to meet him again. Hong Yin remembers that she doesn't have Zheng Yu's phone number, so she makes up an excuse and says to Yuji that her phone is in the office, and she will find Zheng Yu's number and she will give it to her later. Yuji agrees to this and then she thanks them. Yuji further says that she was not feeling well, and as it was Friday, she would like to leave early. Hong Yin agrees to this and they leave. While going, Hyungjin thanks Miao for everything, but Miao thinks that she's done nothing today. It was all Zheng Yu's work. She further thinks that she was very confident in her abilities as a doctor, but after seeing Juzi's case, she knows that no mountain is the highest and her abilities need to be enhanced more. Half an hour later at Younghin's office, Younghin was thinking about Zhi Yong. She says that Miaori deeply admires him because Xiong Yu traveled a lot with his grandfather, and they treated all sorts of people with different diseases. He has a lot of experience. If he had a professional license like his grandfather, he would have become a well-known person, but that doesn't mean that she will accept him as a husband. Just then, Younghin gets a call from Miaori, which shocks her, and she tells her to meet her at the cafe. At the cafe, Miaori says that she has to go because she wants to enhance her abilities and will join her work after she completes the course. Younghin asks her if it was because of Jumi's case. Miaori agrees and tells Hongyin not to stop her. Hongyin says that she was not going to stop her, but she should at least give her time to find another internal doctor which was suitable for this position, or Miaori should just suggest someone. Miaori says Hongyin already knows him, on which Hongyin asks her if she was talking about Xiong Yu. Miaori agrees and further says that if Hongyin is not comfortable, she should just give her Xiong Yu's number and she will ask him instead of her. But she soon finds out that Hongyin doesn't have Xiong Yu's number and she also doesn't know where he lives. She only met him today, but she says that Xiong Yu will come back because his work is not done. Miaori then says to her that she should try her best to persuade him to join, because she will leave regardless of Xiong Yu joining the hospital or not. On the other hand, Xiong Yu was just about to enter his apartment when the landlady came and stopped him. She says to him that he hasn't paid rent since last month and she needs him to pay, otherwise he should get out of the house. Xiong Yu says to her that he will pay the rent by the deadline, which is tomorrow. He's found a super rich fiancé, and instead of paying the rent for these months, he will pay the rent for a whole year. The landlady in anger says to him that he doesn't have any looks, so how can he get a super rich fiancé? Does she live on Mars or is her brain damaged? She says just because she eats 3 meals a day in his place, she is tolerating all this. Then she hugs him and says that she needs that money, because she must pay her daughter's school fees with that. Xiong Yu swears to pay her, and she immediately asks him what he was going to eat. He says that he doesn't have enough ingredients because he doesn't have enough money. The landlady says that her daughter was going to have lunch with her friend, so she bought the ingredients beforehand. She goes back, and when she just was returning, her daughter comes there and confronts her. She lies by saying that she was just helping Xiong Yu, but her daughter doesn't buy her lies. Just then, Xiong Yu rushes there and tells the daughter of the landlady that her mother was telling the truth. She was just sympathizing with him, and she even forgave his rent for this month. He's just cooking dinner for her as thanks. The girl listens to him and trusts him. She even tells him to cook dinner at their place. Xiong Yu agrees with her proposal. He even says that she was looking much beautiful than last time, to which the landlady gets angry and tells Xiong Yu to stop flirting with her daughter. Xiong Yu says that he was not flirting, he was just complimenting her, and he has no such intentions towards her daughter. He tells the girl to get the ingredients at her place and that he will cook them dinner after he returns.